that are common on Earth? Elon Musk has a solution for you. The SpaceX founder and CEO is focused on establishing a permanent human presence on Mars. At least you will have a chance to migrate to Mars when things are not working out on Earth. But why does Musk choose Mars over other places in space such as Venus, the huge Jupiter, and even the Moon? In an International Space Conference, Musk made it clear why he prefers Mars to all other places in the solar system. There is check it out.
Sometimes people wonder, well, what about other places in the solar system? Why Mars? Well, just to sort of put things into perspective, this is an actual scale of what the solar system looks like. So we're currently in the third little rock from the left. That's Earth, and our goal is to go to the fourth rock on the left. That's Mars. But you can get a sense for the real scale of the solar system, how big the Sun is, Jupiter, Neptune, Saturn, Uranus, and then the little guys on the right are Pluto and friends. So our options for becoming a multi-planet species within our solar system are limited. We have, in terms of nearby options, we've got Venus, but Venus is a high pressure, super high pressure hot acid bath. So that would be a tricky one. Venus is not at all like the goddess. This is not in no way similar to the actual goddess. So it's really difficult to make things work on Venus. Mercury is also way too close to the sun. We could go potentially on one of the moons, Jupiter or Saturn, but those are quite far out, much further from the sun, a lot harder to get to. It really leaves us with one option if we want to become a multi-planet civilization, and that's Mars. We could conceivably go to our moon, and I certainly have nothing against going to the moon, but I think it's challenging to create become multi-planetary on the moon because it's much smaller than a planet. It doesn't have any atmosphere. It's not as resource rich as Mars. It's got a 28-day day, whereas the Mars day is 24.5 hours. And in general, Mars is far better suited to ultimately scale up to be a self-sustaining civilization.
This has been the game plan all year, and it got us to the playoffs.
Both human beings and cargo will be ferried to Mars using SpaceX's most powerful and most recent rocket that is known as the Starship. The huge rocket can carry an excess of 100 metric tons. The Starship is a perfect replacement of the Falcon 9 rocket as it is fully reusable, unlike Falcon 9, which is partially reusable. The fuel cost of the Starship will be low as it uses methane and oxygen, which are readily available. Landing on Musk's colony of Mars will be sooner than you can imagine. In an interview with Lex Fridman in 2021, Musk revealed that the first human could land on Mars in 5 to 10 years. That means that the earliest human beings can land on Mars is in 2026. Musk explained further that he has a vision of building a life-sustaining city on the Red Planet. Have a look.
When do you think SpaceX will land a human being on Mars?
Best case is about 5 years. Worst case, 10 years. We don't just want to have, with Mars, flags and footprints and then not come back for a half century like we did with the moon. In order to pass a very important great filter, I think we need to be a multi-planet species. The self-sustaining part is important. Like, it's just the key threshold. The great filter will have been passed when the city on Mars can survive even if the spaceships from Earth stop coming for any reason. It doesn't matter what the reason is, but if they stop coming for any reason, will it die out or will it not? And if there's even one critical ingredient missing, then it still doesn't count. I'm not sure this will really happen in my lifetime, but I hope to see it at least have a lot of momentum.
Even with the revolution in space technology, traveling to Mars is quite risky. However, Musk is one guy that will do anything that he considers important, even if all odds are against him. In an interview with XPRIZE founder Peter Diamandis, Musk openly said that some people could die on their way to Mars. Check it out.
Yeah, going to Mars reads like that ad for Shackleton going to the Antarctic. It's dangerous, it's uncomfortable, it's a long journey. You might not, come back alive, but it's a glorious adventure, and it'll be amazing
an amazing experience.
And your name will go in history.
Yes, you might die. This can be uncomfortable, and you probably won't have good food, and all these things, you know. so if an arduous and dangerous journey where you may not come back alive, but it's a glorious adventure, sounds appealing.
And
Mars
you
is the
still-
place.
And you
That's
still
the ad.
have
That's the ad for
thousands
Mars.
of volunteers, if not millions of volunteers, who would want to go.
I mean, honestly, a bunch of people probably will die in the beginning. It's tough sledding over there. You know?
We're an exploring species.
Yeah, exactly. Not for everybody. We don't make anyone go, so it's volunteers only.
From the interview, it is clear that Musk understands what is at stake in space travel. Perhaps this explains why the SpaceX CEO has not taken a ride to space, unlike his fellow billionaires. Blue Origin CEO Jeff Bezos was the first billionaire to fly into space using the New Shepard spacecraft. Virgin Galactic's founder Richard Branson also flew to space shortly after Bezos. We can't wait to see Elon Musk travel to the International Space Station aboard the Starship, let alone traveling to Mars. Musk predicts that the Earth will be destroyed and eventually unable to sustain human life due to natural or artificial causes. The SpaceX CEO expects that human beings will migrate to a safer Mars when Earth is destroyed. This is what he had to say on Lex Friedman's podcast, Follow Through.
This may sound somewhat esoteric to a lot of people, but like eventually, given enough time, that's something the Earth is likely to experience some calamity. That could be something that humans do to themselves, or an external event like happened to the dinosaurs. And if none of that happens, and somehow magically we keep going, then the sun is gradually expanding, and will engulf the Earth, and probably Earth gets too hot for life in about 500 million years. It's a long time, but that's only 10% longer than Earth has been around. And so if you think about like the current situation, it's really remarkable, and kind of hard to believe, but Earth's been around 4.5 billion years, and this is the first time in 4.5 billion years that it's been possible to extend life beyond Earth. And that window of opportunity may be open for a long time, and I hope it is, but it also may be open for a short time. And we should, I think it was wise for us to act quickly while the window is open, just in case it closes.
Elon Musk is optimistic that he will have built a life-sustaining city on Mars by 2050. The SpaceX CEO is so passionate about going to space that he desires to be buried there in case he dies. For now, we can only wish and hope that Musk's dream of making humans a multiplanetary species comes true. Sooner or later, we will forget about dual citizenship as we acquire dual planetship. It is just so good to be true. Anyways, guys, if you want to see more interesting Elon Musk videos, click the video right above.